and second grade students and families. It's Mr. Sargent here with your Day 30 recap video. All right, so today for ELA, we have to be quiet for right now because we do not want to spook the animal that's behind us right now. Now, right here is an African elephant, and they are awesome. Oh no. Oh no, it's a little too loud. I'm sorry. I will quiet down. I promise. Oh, calm down. Okay, I'm gonna ask it nicely. Does anyone have any peanuts or vegetation that they eat? Okay, we'll feed you. Okay, phew. All right, that was a close one, ladies and gentlemen. We talked today about the African elephant. Now, you notice right here, it's got the large ears that it uses to hear enemies and also hear part of its herd. But we also have the long tusks that they use to lift things as well as to protect themselves. But what we wanted to focus on was this part right here, the trunk. Now, some facts about the trunk is it has nerve endings. It's sort of like our hand. It is able to pick up things, it's able to grab things, and it's able to use it to feed itself as well as lift things. So we're gonna try to be quiet again. We're gonna try. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll leave you alone now. Okay, we're gonna leave this guy alone for right now. So what we wanted to talk about today was folk tales, and I know it's an interesting way to talk, starting off with an elephant friend coming to visit us. But we're going to be talking about folk tales, fables, and tall tales this week. So I wanted to start off with our first BME of the week. Now, behind me we have a story. It's called How the Elephant Got Its Nose. Now, the great thing about fables, folk tales, and tall tales is they try to explain something that has happened in the world in a different way. Now, as we look, we have to decide, is this a true story or is this a made up story? So as we look at our BME, here we have our beginning. Oh no, we have our elephant, and oh no, the crocodile has grabbed its nose. And if you notice, it starts off as a short nose, doesn't it? But the crocodile is grabbing. Well, what's gonna happen next? Well, we look at the middle, and the elephant begins to pull back, and the crocodile begins to pull back. Oh no, the conflict. What is going to happen? Well, if you notice, the nose is beginning to stretch. Well, how does our story end? Well, at first, the elephant is a little concerned that its nose gets stretched out, but then it finds so many uses for its long nose. And if you look at the face of this elephant, this looks like a happy elephant. So as we look through here, this story explains how the trunk of an elephant got longer. Now, the question I raised earlier, is this a true story? Absolutely not. This is not a true story. In fact, most fables, folk tales, and tall tales are totally made up. But you need to remember, years ago, did they have TV? Did they have radio? Did they have internet? Did they have computers? Did they have Roblox? Did they have Minecraft? No, they didn't. So what they would do is they would sit around a campfire and tell stories. Now, they used to just tell stories of what they saw around them. So what we're going to read next is another story that, well, helps explain a few things. It helps explain why there's stars in the sky. And it's called The Pueblo Girl Scatters the Stars. So let's go ahead and read this story together.
Go! The lost girl had been walking for hours. She moved her bag from shoulder to shoulder. It's as heavy as a sack of corn, she said. Take this bag, the mother of all people had told her. Do not open it. You will find your tribe by the great river. Give the bag to the elders. Then you will learn its secret. The girl walked for many days. her tribe, but mostly she thought about the bag. One night, the girl sat by a stream. She held the bag in her lap. "I know I'm not supposed to," she whispered. Then she untied the bag anyway. The girl opened the bag. Tiny objects rolled and scattered everywhere. Were they pebbles? Seeds? The girl didn't have time to find out. The tiny objects moved so fast. "Oh no!" the girl cried as she chased the tiny, mysterious things. She grabbed a handful of them. The rest flew away into the sky. They lit up the night. They were stars. The girl stuffed one handful of stars back into the bag. She kept walking. All through that night, the girl thought about what she had done. She felt so much shame. Never once did she look up at the bright, twinkling lights. Finally, the girl found her tribe at the river. She quickly gave the bag to an elder. "This bag is from our mother," she said. "I did not listen to her instructions. I lost so many stars." The elder was kind. He said, "You cannot ever lose the stars. They are always with us." The elder opened the bag. He tossed the rest of the tiny stars into the sky. They hung in the shape of a pot. "We will name it Big Dipper," he said. From then on, the girl always looked up at the stars, and she tried to name them, each and every one.
So that story talked about how the stars got in the sky, but is it a true story? Sadly, no. But I want you to imagine hearing this folktale around a campfire, around your family, around your community. Think about the great entertainment this would be on a cold, starry night. Remember, there's no TV, no video games, none of that. Just imagine how entertaining this story would be to hear around that campfire. So, while we still have the stars in our background, let's talk about our star spelling words for the week. This week's words have the OL pattern. Now, when I say the OL pattern, it's going to sound like OL. OL. Now, if you notice, you had that long O sound, didn't you? Now, whenever you hear when I say long sound, you're going to hear the actual letter being spoken. So, what letter do you hear when I say O? Well, hopefully you hear the O because it is a long O sound. So, let's go over our first 5 words. Now, our first 5 words do not have that pattern. So, let's go ahead and take a look at those words. We have say, great, for, help, and through. Now, these words are just normal sight words that you're going to see every day, but some of them are tough, especially through. We talked today about how I have a hard time understanding the difference between through and through. I mess up all the time, and it's okay to mess up. Let's take a look at our next words. Now, these words do have the pattern. So if you take a look, we have gold, cold, fold, mold, sold, and told. Now, all of these words have that OL sound in it. And if you look at how they're spelled, they all have the OL in the word. Now, our final words are our challenge / harder level sight words. Now, excuse me. Number 12 is subtract, then answer, baby, parent, and stages. So, those are our 16 words of the week. We're still going to have our spelling test on Friday. So I have sent these words to your parents on Class Dojo, as well as sent them to you on the Google Classroom. So feel free to check them out and study them throughout the week. Let's see how many of these words we can use in our own writing and our own discussions during our lessons. In science today, we focused on energy once again. Now, I know last week we talked about sound energy. Well, this week we're just focusing on, where is it? Right there, energy. And if you look around me, over the next few weeks, we are going to be learning about each one of these forms of energy. If you look, how many of you are familiar with some already? Well, I'm looking at heating soup, visible light. These are things that we see. Even melting ice cream, I see that one. These are all forms of energy that we see in our everyday life. So our new unit is going to be focusing on the energy that's around us. We discussed what gives us energy. We talked about the food. I look at that melting ice cream right now and I think about how much energy that ice cream gives us. Well, at first it's a quick burst of energy, but after a while we kind of dip down. So what foods out there give us that great energy? Well, I'm thinking apples, oranges, vegetables that give us all of that incredible energy. So make sure that you stay tuned over the next couple of days because, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing an experiment every single day for the rest of the week. Now, we're going to be testing energy sources that we have around us. Now, tomorrow we're going to be testing gravitational energy and whether or not we actually get energy from the gravity that's on the Earth. And towards the end of the week, we're going to lean more towards light energy or visible light, electromagnetic light. So stay tuned this week. Now, your homework this week is going to be found on PBS Learning Media. Now, the activity is called Energy, and it's already been assigned to you. So if you have not activated your account yet, an email has been sent out to you in your Gmail. Feel free to check that out. The assignment is going to be due Friday. It's a fun, interactive lesson that I look forward to seeing your answers for. So that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. You did an incredible job, and I want to thank everybody for paying attention and learning today and having fun and laughing. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. All right? Education needs to be fun, and ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you to make it fun. So, until the next time we talk, I hope you have a great night.